Hey guys, in this video we are going to be talking about funnel creation. Now funnels, if you don't know what funnels are, that's okay. I actually didn't know what funnels were before I started down the Subtrio road and started learning about it. So if you're new to funnels, that is totally fine. We're going to go over them and I'm going to show you how to create them inside of Subtrio, okay? So funnels are basically like systems of pages and copy and like website type pages. Like it starts with a landing page usually or a sales page. And they take your customer through whatever journey you are trying to move them through for your business. Okay, so like it'll start with a landing page, introduce your product, tell them why they need it, tell them how it can help them, and it'll culminate with like a checkout page so they can choose to purchase or not. And then it can be simple and it can just go to a thank you page afterwards. Or if you have more products for your business, you can add an upsell to that. And there's lots of things we could go over. But for this video, I am just going to be showing you how to create a funnel inside of Subtrio so you can get your product out to your customers so they can purchase it from you, okay? So I'm here inside my Subtrio dashboard, and we're going to come over here on the left-hand side and click on Sites. And then Funnels is the first page that opens up, or the first tab that opens up, so we want to stay in there, okay? And then you can either create a new funnel, or if you have some templates in here already, we can work on those. But let me show you how to create a new funnel real quick, okay? Click on New Funnel. And you can either choose to start from scratch, like start with a completely blank page and build it all out on your own, or you can look at the templates that Subtrio already has inside. Choose that and click on Continue. And you can see they have lots of different templates in here. There's categories over here you can choose from. You can choose, they have different types to look at, tags that you can pull up, all kinds of things, okay? So you can simply choose to build from one of their templates if you want to, but I'm going to be showing you how to work in a template that I already brought over from another account, and we're going to work on that one, okay? So if you did want to use a template, you would just click on it. Click on the preview button, look at it, see if it's what you want, and then you would click on continue, and then it would add that template for you, okay? But again, we're going to be working on a template that we built specifically for Subtrio users, and I'm going to be working with that. All right, so let's jump into this funnel here, that this template that we've created for Subtrio users, all right? So just click on the name, and it's going to open this screen up. So the first thing I want you guys to look at is to come here and click on Settings. Now Settings is where you can change the name of your funnel. So this is going to be our test product sales funnel. Okay. And your path is going to be the path for your subdomain where this kind of stuff is stored. So if I'm doing products, I just make my path /products. I mean, you could do memberships, you could do you could make it whatever you want to, but I just use products to keep it simple, okay? I make sure my test mode is set to live, and these should automatically be toggled on when you open up a template. And then you want to come over here to domain. Now, if this was a brand new template for you, this would be blank, okay? So you just click here, and it's going to give you a list of all of the subdomains that you have available for this in your Subtrio account. So remember when we set up subdomains earlier, we set up one for email, we set up one for our client portal, and we set up one to host our products and our funnels. So that is the one that's going to show up here. And we're just going to want to click on that. And so that's going to be our URL, the foundation of our URL to be able to access this funnel page, okay? If you have a favicon URL you want to put in here, by all means go for it. And then we can just click on save. okay? The next thing I want you guys to do is come over here. So we're on the first page of the first step in our funnel, okay? And that's usually going to be your sales page or a landing page, depending on how you want to set it up. So we just have this first step highlighted, and we're going to come over here to publishing, okay? And so this is how we change the name of the particular steps in our funnels. So this is going to be our test product sales page. And now, you know how I said the subdomain that we just set up under settings is going to be the foundation of your URL to link to this. This is going to be like the ending of it, so like the slug, okay? So you can just come in here and change this to whatever you want to. I'm just going to make it test product sales page. That way, I know if I'm looking at this other places in Subtrio, like in like logs and stuff, if someone sends me a link like this is where I was, I automatically know that this is the funnel that they were in if they're having a problem. Okay, so click on update step. And this can be in any format, as can be however you want it to be. It just has to be / something. So you guys know where you're looking and what you're looking for, okay? So once you update that step, it's going to bring you back to the overview page. And you can see right here is the URL that you're going to need to give to people in order to go to this page, all right? You can copy this, or if you click this little button right here, it automatically opens it in a new page so you can kind of look at it and see what it looks like, okay? Now, as you can see on this screen, it talks about A/B testing or split testing. This is not something you guys need to worry about right now. In the future, if it's something you want to explore, you can create one sales page here and one sales page here, like a variation of your first sales page. And you can do some split testing, but again, we're not going to do that in this video. This is just how to create your page to begin with, okay? And then let's go ahead and come down to our second page. So this template already included a thank you and confirmation page with it, but I just want to make sure that it's set up over here in your publishing how I want it to be. So I'm going to change this to test product confirmation and thank you page. And I'm just going to change this to test product TY page. Okay, so that way, again, I know if someone gives me this link, I know exactly which page they're talking about. So again, just update step. Okay, so now we have our sales page and our thank you page. We have them set up properly on a domain and named correctly, and our URL is correct. Now, if your funnel only came with, say, one step here, like if the template you're using only has one step for some reason, and you need to add a thank you page, you can always just click add new step here, and then you can name it, give it a path, and just ignore this part here. And then you would just click on create funnel step. But again, this one came with the thank you page, so we don't have to do that. So let's get into the actual editing of our sales page. So at the time of the recording of this video, we used to be able to just click here on the picture and it would open it up to be edited. They changed something recently and you have to click on this edit button and then edit in this page or in a new tab. However, I foresee in the near future that they will let us have the ability to just click on the image again because a lot of people really miss that feature. So I'm sure that will be happening again in the future, but just know if you can't click on this image, you'll have to click on the edit button right here, okay? And I like editing in a new tab just because I am like the queen of having 50 tabs open. Don't, do as I say, not as I do. So don't have 50 tabs open, but I like to edit in a new tab. So I just went ahead and opened it in a new tab and it opened up our editor here. So this is not a deep dive into all of the functions and little things that you can do with funnel creation, with your page creation, okay? What I want you guys to have is a broad overview, and make sure you have all the buttons and everything set up right so you can get a page out there and get started, and then you can come back another day and learn about all the intricacies of building pages in here. But so let's go over, like I said, kind of a broad overview of the important parts that you have to know in order to make this page function. So like I said, this is a template that we already have built out for Subtrio users. It is a pretty extensive sales page. I mean, for some. Like if this was a freebie product, obviously you wouldn't have to have all of this stuff in here. Some products you might want to have a larger sales page, but this is just kind of a nice sales page for you to work with for most paid products, okay? And our copy came from one of our favorite copywriting experts. So it's really good copy for your sales page, and you can just edit it into your brand voice. Make sure that you edit anything that's in brackets like this and stuff like that. So let me give you a overview of how the editable boxes on the funnel builder works, okay? So if you are a blogger, if you've used WordPress, if you've used like the page builder in there, this should come fairly natural for you because it's pretty similar. It works like a lot of drag and drop editors and page builders. I understand that it's not everyone's forte, and that is totally fine, but let's just go through it, okay? So we start out, the biggest box on the page is going to be green, and those are going to be sections, okay? And then inside the green boxes, we have blue boxes, and those are going to be our rows, and those can be different. You can have like a 2-column row, 4 columns, etc. You can kind of split those up a little bit. Inside of the blue boxes, we have our purple boxes, and those are our specific columns inside our rows. And then inside of that, we have our elements, and our elements are going to be things like, let's look over here. You have different text options, forms, your media, so like images and such. You can do some custom coding, but that's not something you need to worry about today. Dividers, navigation menus, which again, not something you really need to worry about, and your order forms. Close that. So just know that you have to like nest your different things inside of your other boxes, okay? So it's green, and it goes in order of this right here. So section, rows, columns, elements, green, blue, purple, and orange, okay? So to edit an element, like edit your text, all you have to do is hover over it and click, and then it is ready for you to edit. So like if I was editing this for my test product, it's time to finally I don't know, declutter your home without letting procrastination. I don't know about any of you guys. I would probably buy a product that starts out like that. Anyway, so yeah, so you just would click on it and edit that text. Now, when you click on an element, let me move me over here. When you click on an element, you have a box over here with all of your settings and options in it. Now, I know that there's a lot of options in there, but let's just look at them, okay? It gives you the name, so it tells you what it is. This is headline text. You can change the background color of this box if you wanted to, okay? Maybe not that pink, but you know, you could change it. If you need to change color, so if they don't have a color you like here, all you have to do is click on add a custom one, You can give it a name if you want to. And then if you click on the color, it opens up a color picker and you can, you know, do it manually. Or if you have the hex code, you can put that in here, okay? And then once you get the color that you want, you would just click on add color. And that's kind of an obnoxious color, but I digress. You can also update your color. Like if we decided we really didn't like that one, we could change it and then click on update color and it changes that color specifically for us, okay? You can change how the opacity of it, or opacity, however you say that. You can add shadow to this box. I mean, there's so many things you can do. You can justify your text. You can make your letters more spaced out if you wanted to. Down here, you have an option for mobile font size and desktop font size. Okay, so make sure when you are editing your funnels and creating them, if you come up here, you see there's a little desktop icon and a mobile icon. If you click on the mobile icon, it's going to show you what this looks like in mobile. Okay, make sure that you are checking both your desktop and your mobile views, because we need to have our funnels mobilized, optimized for mobile, because such a huge percentage of the population views our pages on a mobile device, okay? And if it's a bad experience for them, they're not going to stick around, right? How many times have you gone to a page? I literally just went to one the other day, and it was something I wanted to purchase. Like I was seriously considering purchasing it, and it had this most obnoxious pop-up on it on my phone, and I couldn't clear it away. Like could not clear it away at all. And I didn't end up buying the product because it was ridiculous, but that's neither here nor there. So always make sure that you're checking your mobile optimization when you're editing pages. And so let me show you real quick. If you look here, let's make this really different. Okay, so we made our desktop font size this big. If we click on mobile, you can see it's not as big as it was for the desktop, and we can change the mobile size right here. Okay, and that does not change the size on desktop. You can change your text colors here, and they work the same as the color box I showed you before. And then you have an option for padding, like you can increase the padding in your box and things like that, okay? And each element also has an advanced tab. You can add a border, you can change your line height, you can make your text, be all uppercase if you wanted to, things like that. And again, you have the option of changing that for both desktop and mobile, okay? Let's come up here to settings. Now, if you click on settings and then come down to typography, this is how you change your font globally for the whole page, okay? So you can click here, you can choose from one of their quick grab ones, or you can look at a list of Google fonts, and there are tons of them to choose from, okay? So if you're working on your branding, choose a Google font when you're working on your branding, unless you just really want a custom font, because it makes it so much easier to like work in like WordPress and stuff like this to keep your branding on track. But I digress. Anyway, so let's just pick a random. That's probably not the option I would choose, but there's tons of different ones to choose from, okay? And then so that's going to be your heading fonts, okay? And then like this box down here is just going to be content, and you can change that here. So we could do, it doesn't matter. Just pick one. I mean, obviously we wouldn't want script for our content font, but that's kind of random and fun. Okay, so there's some text. That's how you change your text. And then you can also globally change your text color here. So like if you wanted all of the text on your page to be like a gray instead of black, which I would highly recommend you use black and white or some very similar variations to that. For for the largest portion of your text just for accessibility reasons, so everybody is able to read your funnel. Like, we want our text and background colors to have a lot of contrast, right? So people with difficulty seeing or vision problems are able to still see our websites if they can, okay? All right, so that is how you change that. I wouldn't really worry about anything else in the settings except for the SEO metadata, and we will get to that in a little bit, okay? All right, so let's see what else we need to look at. Images. Okay, so if you have an image that you want to change, click on it, okay? You can edit the padding and everything. You can edit the background color of this box if you wanted to. You can align it left, right, center, etc. But this is the one you need to know. If you want to change this image, you come down to Image Options and click on this button, and that's going to open up your media library. Now, if you have a brand new Subtrio account, you're not going to have a lot of images in here, right? Anything that comes with the account itself is going to be in here under relocated items. So that's just going to be some generic placeholder type images. If you want to upload a new picture, you click Upload File, and then sorry, I know you guys can't see my folder. I'm just picking some random images to load in here. All right, so you would just pick an image and then click on Open, and it would upload it for you, and it would be here. You can also create a folder if you want to keep your images more organized. Highly recommend that. Otherwise, once you're in this for a while, you're going to have images all over the place and you won't be able to find them. All right, and then if you like this image and you want to add it to your sales page, you just double click on it and it'll automatically change that for you, okay? And then if you don't like the width of it, you can set like a max size. So if we wanted this to be like 200 pixels wide, we could do that. Or if you leave it blank, it'll just automatically fit to how you have it on here. So like this one is a split column row, or a split row. It's a 2-column row. And see how it's got the little purple dot in the middle? If you click on that, you can change the widths here, okay? Instead of making it 50-50, you can make it, you know, however you want. You can also make your images clickable if you want to. So if like you wanted this image to move somebody down to the checkout page or something, you could do that. Underneath image actions here, you would just click on the drop down, and I'm sorry, this one doesn't have an element that you can scroll to. So this one is only, the images can only open a pop-up or go to a specific URL. Okay. All right, so you can do checklists, like bulleted points if you want to. This is actually just 3 rows of text that has an icon added to it. You can click see where it says icon right here. They have tons of icons to choose from. You can always do a search if you want to change those. To change the background color of a box or like a section, you would just click on it, come down to background color, and you can see you can change that right here. If you wanted to do that, you can also add a background image to any of your boxes. And let's see if there's one in here that's usable. Not really. Let me upload a file real quick for that. We're just going to use a random background. And again, you just double click on it to open it, and you can see it adds that image there. And you can change, like under image options here, you can change how that image is going to show up in your background, okay? All right, so periodically during the time that you're editing the elements and all the things in your sales page, make sure you come up here and just click on the save button every so often, just in case something happens. You don't want to lose all of your work, okay? Most of the time when you click on the save button, it's going to open up the SEO metadata settings here. You can also get to those over here underneath settings. But this is going to be like the page title that shows up like up here when someone opens up your page. So let's do test. Check out our test product. Buy now. I mean, obviously you guys would want to flesh this out a little bit better than my random wording here, but anyways. And then also you can add an image to this. So like if I shared this link on Facebook or some social media, the image that pops up, that's how you would change that. You would add it right here. Otherwise, it's just going to choose the smallest image on your page, and who knows what that might be. So, and then if you're updating this, make sure you update metadata here. And then you have to click save again. Otherwise, it's not going to save that metadata, okay? All right. So what else do I need to show you guys on sales pages or funnels, I mean? Oh, buttons. We definitely need to talk about buttons. So buttons are awesome. They're great for a call to action. The ones that are scattered throughout your sales page, you're probably just going to want them to come down, and we're going to change this to a checkout form in a minute, but you're probably just going to want them to come down to your checkout form or whatever form you want them to fill out for a freebie, etc. Okay, so let's look at this button again. So if you click on the button, first of all, to add a button, click on Elements, Add Element, find your button, click and drag it to where you want it to go, okay? And then once you're on the button, you have all your settings over here. You can change the background color of it if you want to. You can change your letter spacing. You can change the font size, again, on mobile and desktop. You can add subtext if you want to on your button. You can change the type of font you have. You can add an icon if you wanted to. So like if you wanted an arrow or something, you can, do something like that. You can justify it, left, right, center, etc. You can change your color of your text and your subtext. Add your padding, change it if you want to. And then here at the bottom, these are probably the most important parts. This is where you put the text in for your button. If you wanted to have a subtext, you can do this here, and it'll have a little bit of subtext. And then the other most important part here is button actions, okay? So if you want this button to automatically scroll them down to a certain point in your page, click on scroll, click here and click on scroll to element, okay? And then it's going to say no element selected. Now, as you hover over these, it's going to show you on the page. See how it outlines it in green or blue or whatever your box is, okay? So you have to find the element that you want to scroll to, okay? Now, if your page is small, that's not going to be a huge deal. If it's a larger page like this, you might want to do what I do, okay? And you can actually rename these sections. All right, so if you click on this section and scroll to the top over here, see where it says element name? I make mine, like the one where I want all my buttons to scroll to, I make it big and obnoxious with like lines on the side. You could use, however you want to. That way, when I am setting my buttons up and I click on scroll to element, it's real easy to scroll fast and I can find that element quickly, okay? So that's how I do that. But again, that's up to you. You want to make sure all of your buttons do something, right? We don't want something for people to click on that goes nowhere. You can also make your buttons go to so many things, like a different website. You can make it open a pop-up. You can have it go to the next step, like a step in your funnel. lots of different things, okay? But if they're just the ones in your sales page, you're probably going to want them to bring your person down to the checkout form or the freebie sign up form and that sort of thing. So that's how you do that, and that is a key step. Make sure you get your buttons linked correctly, okay? This is a testimonial block, and it just makes it real easy. You can click on it. You can change the image if you want to, like you could do, obviously that's not a person's face, but it's the quickest option for an image I had, and you can edit all of that just by clicking and editing, okay? Okay, so if you want to add an FAQ block to your funnel, let me show you how to edit it because it'll save you a lot of time and frustration, all right? Okay, so if I want to say I want to edit question 1, I can edit this text here by clicking on it. But if I click this drop down, it does nothing. In order to edit the question, you have to come over here to the side and click on the item, the list number that you want, and then you can edit your question, okay, or your answer. Just a quick tip for you there. So you don't have to find it all. All right, now let's talk about your checkout or your forms, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and just delete this so I can show you how to add one. So we want this to be a paid product, right? So we are going to click on Add Element here. And we are going to choose, I am going to choose one-step order form. Now, you can choose a two-step order form if you want to. A two-step order form collects a name and email address first before it moves them into the next step of the form that has them like put in their credit card information and stuff like that, okay? Again, that's completely up to you if you want to do like a saved cart kind of thing. Like if you want to send an email if someone didn't purchase, like if they put something in their cart but didn't purchase, then you would need to do the two-step order form. I like one-step order forms just for the simplicity of it, and I'm not going to be doing any abandoned cart type of emails, so that is completely up to you, okay? Depending on the type of business you have, you may not want to have all of this information in here. So if you click on your form and come over here and click on advanced, this is how you change this information, okay? So we can change this to like checkout information. You can just completely remove the subheadline if you want to. If you don't want their company name, you would click on hide company name. I don't need their phone number. I don't need to show their shipping address. So I can take that off, okay? If you have any plans to take coupons for this product in the future, make sure this is enabled, okay? Make sure you enable coupon codes so that just works in the future, okay? And then if you come back over here to general, you can change your button color to something that's a little bit closer to your branding if you want to. Okay. And then you can just edit other things like the sizes, the fonts, and that sort of thing. The next thing I want you guys to look at that's super important is button actions. And again, this is on your checkout form and button actions. Click on, it can either go to the next step in your funnel, which is totally fine. If you're not doing anything crazy with like upsells and having like lots of options, okay? You can just have it go to your next step. That's usually going to be your thank you page, or you can choose for it to go to a completely different URL, or it can go to a different step in your funnel, okay? But for our purposes today, we just needed to go to the next step. And again, make sure you save. Now, real quick, I want to show you what a two-step form is in case that is something that you guys want to do, because there's a couple little caveats to editing those, okay? So I'm going to remove my one-step form, and I'm going to add a two-step form. All right, again, come over here to advanced, and this is step 1. And we can, like, you know, again, change the subheading and the headline, like, etc. And we can have it take off the company name. We can have it take off the phone number, have it take off the shipping, etc. Now they would click on just go to step 2, okay? Well, you can't click on step 2. You have to come over here and click on step 2 in order to edit this page at all, okay? So yeah, just a little caveat there. I want to make sure that you guys knew how to edit your 2-step order forms as well. And again, make sure your button does something, right? We don't want it to just go nowhere. At least make sure it goes to your next step, okay? All right, so that is really long version of how to edit your sales page and some little tips and tricks that you need to edit that. If you guys want to just completely like remove a section, you can just click on it, make sure your green is outlined, and it's just a little trash can button here. You can also clone a section. So like if we wanted to clone, or an element, if we wanted to clone this, you would just highlight it, make sure the orange is around it and click on clone. You can see it added another one. If you grab this little button, you can also drag it around, okay? Let's go back. I don't care because I didn't need to save those 2 little changes that I just made. Okay. So let's look at the thank you page real quick. There's not a lot more to say about a thank you page, but let's just look at it real quick, okay? For us, for our thank you pages, we like to make sure if it's for a paid product, we like to make sure that it has like a little like confirmation area, an order confirmation area. We usually put a picture on it, but again, you can edit that to whatever you want it to be. And just like, congratulations. And then we also highly recommend adding a section on here that's just like, hey, make sure you check your email for access details, verify that you did receive the email, whitelist our emails if you need to, etc. Okay, and then we also like to include a section for support. Basically, if you have questions and need support, this is how you get a hold of us, okay? And you can have your buttons go to an email address, and you would just put that here, or you can link it, or you can do both to make sure anybody who needs it can get it. All right, so again, I know that was a long video. I apologize for that, but there's a lot of little odds and ends that I needed to tell you that I've learned along the way that just make editing your funnels a whole lot easier. And then the final steps here is to just make sure that you have your products, the product that you're selling, attached to your funnel. Okay, so let's come back up here to the sales page. And we want to click on products over here. Okay, so if we don't add a product here, there's not going to be anything for anyone to buy on this page. So click on add product, and we're going to choose our test product offer. So remember, we built our offers for our products earlier. Okay, so that's what we're adding here. Choose a price. You can choose whichever one you want to. You can change the name here if you want it to show up a little bit differently. And then down here, if this is a product that you want people to be able to purchase more than one of, for instance, for me, like I offer plugin installations through my business. Some people have more than one website and they want to buy the same plugin for both websites. And so in that case, I would toggle this on so they could buy multiples of this product, okay? If it's just a simple like digital product or something that doesn't make sense for them to buy more than one of, you can just leave this toggled off and then click on save. All right, so now our product is added to our sales page. Now let's take a look at this real quick and see what it looks like. Now, obviously, we made some changes to our sales page that you probably aren't going to leave. But so don't judge the design elements here, okay, guys, the colors. So now we just have a finished page, and our buttons move us down here to our element, or to our section. Okay, we click on this, and automatically moves us down here. We've got a checkout. Again, I just left the 2-step on there, but you guys can change it to a 1-step or a 2-step, whichever you prefer. Okay. All right. That was a lot. If you have questions, you know how to find me. and I hope this video helps, and I'll see you in the next one.